This week on Travel Time, we indulge in one of the tourists' and travel times and the Filipinos' favorite pastimes, eating. Manila is fast becoming a hub of restaurants, delicatessens, carinderias, and food vendors. The Filipino palate is becoming sophisticated. What with all the eating places of every flavor, taste, and budget sprouting up all over the city. And with good reason, because of the Filipinos' innate love for food and the Filipinos' inborn hospitality. For food is our way of greeting and welcoming our guests. I'm Susan Calo-Medina. Join me as I travel all over the city and indulge. Located in a discreet corner in Salcedo Village is a restaurant run by a young female chef whose food is straightforward and good, especially the bar chow and the appetizers. A little pricey, I will admit, but hey, you get what you pay for. And if you like wine, you should come to this place because after all, it was named after the Italian wine Masseto.
Masseto is an Italian wine from Ornellaia, Italy, and it's one of the favorite wines of many of the owners. So we decided to name this place after that wine, Masseto. It's a red wine from Ornellaia, Italy, and it's a Merlot grape type. We only have a letter emblem with an M, which is closest to Masseto. Other than that, we don't carry anything close to it, but we do carry the bottle Masseto. It's in our wine list, and I believe we have 2 bottles available. Masseto was designed by Maha Olivares ko, and we wanted to make Masseto very relaxing. We had big chairs, colored close to wine colors such as burgundy and taupe. And with that, we wanted big chairs so people can come after work and stay till late night and just enjoy the place and be comfortable, relaxed, and have a good bottle of wine with them. We specialize in continental cuisine, and of course, we want everything, all our dishes go hand in hand with wine. So in every aspect, we try to push wine with it. Like for example, if we do tasting menus, we try to pair a good bottle of wine with it. We want also our clients to enjoy the dishes we prepare with the different grape varietals and different types of wine we carry here in the restaurant. Aside from our wines by the glass, we carry a variety of wines from Australia, New Zealand, of course Spain, Italy. And I would say 30% of it is coming from California and another 30% is coming from Bordeaux. Aside from that, we have a cellar selection, which is the collection of the owners, which they put in the wine list. With that is, of course, we have a Masseto. The most expensive bottle of wine we have there is the Chateau Margaux, which is, I believe it's around 70,000. It is a little expensive. We're not expecting anyone to order it, but just to make we just want to show everyone that we have a wide selection. We can definitely assure the best quality we can offer you, because also the wines are brought in by Masseto. So it's not available anywhere in the world but only in the restaurant. I specialize in continental cuisine. For lunch, we have a business lunch. It comes with an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert. And then for dinner, we have a la carte, but also we are doing a set menu, which is paired with one particular wine, which will change every week.
Okay.
Every Saturday, we have brunch, which goes from 11 to 2 p.m. And again, it's a whole different menu focusing on brunch food. For the bar chow, our best seller is the chorizo puff with the homemade aioli, parmesan chips served with a goat cheese mousse. People come after work for a drink and they basically munch on those items. After that, they kind of switch off to appetizer or main course, and basically, eventually what happens is that their wives or their partners come here and join them after. For appetizers, we have bacalao fritters. It's bacalao that's been soaked for more than 3 days to make sure the saltiness is out of the fish. Also, we have mixed greens with a pecorino flan, and inside the pecorino flan is roasted shallots. It's finished with a Masseto house dressing. Our best seller is the pavlova with local berries. And also we have a new item in the menu, which is the salted caramel ice cream. Aside from that, we also have steaks on the menu, and we also have pastas in the menu, which could be, you can have the pasta as an appetizer or a main course. I went to school at the Culinary Institute of America in New York. I lived in New York for 5 years, so I gained a lot of my experience there. So pretty much most of it is what I've learned through the years of my education and my experience. Also, I have to think of catering to the needs of what the Filipino palate is looking for. If you notice in my dish, I play a lot with chorizo because Filipinos love chorizo. My dishes aren't as creamy or as fattening or as heavy as I would say a French restaurant would have. Mine is pretty much straightforward. If you see the menu, the items are pretty much straightforward as well. What's in the menu is what you get, and that's what people like and enjoy, and that's why they keep on coming back to Masseto. In terms of putting the wine menu together, it's Jojo Madrid, the wine director, who's doing it. But in terms of the menu items, yes, that's all myself. When I taste a certain item, I play it in my head that maybe this particular ingredient would be good with this other ingredient. And when I come in here, I play around and see if it does really work. And most of the time, it does actually complement each other. And actually, it's good, and again, it goes well with wine.
It is what they call an application restaurant, meaning a restaurant attached to a school where the students train as chefs and waitstaff under the supervision of professionals. It then becomes the school's window to the world, a proof of their standards of excellence. Visit Restaurant 101 of Enderon and you'll see what we mean by their standards of excellence.
Restaurant 101, first and foremost, is our restaurant, our window to the outside world. It is basically an application restaurant. Students can train here. Students are being trained here, both in service and also in the kitchen. But it is also open for public. And therefore, anybody that wants to come and see how we function, anybody that wants to come and see how we do as a school, can basically come, and therefore it is our calling card, if you want it like this. It's gotta go hand in hand. The teachings, which are obviously in the theory classes and in the kitchen classes, they should be then applied within the restaurant. Whether this is in the service or in the kitchen doesn't really matter. The students basically have here then the possibility to really learn or fortify their learnings on the real guests, right? On the pressure, on if it's busy. Training is always the ground to get anywhere. If you don't have a good basic training, you will never get to a Michelin star restaurant any case, right? So you need to do that, right? What we do here at 101 is certainly not of Michelin star quality yet, but it is basically enforcing those basic training techniques so the students get better and better at it, and hopefully they will get once to be the star.
I'm actually the assistant manager of the restaurant. I'm also a third-year student here in Enduran Colleges. I'm taking up international hospitality management, major in culinary arts, but I'm also serving as well. What I do on a daily basis actually is some paperworks. I record the daily sales report, the daily revenue report. Also, I delegate tasks to student waiters, as well as some regular waiters that we have here.
I'm basically in charge of all F&B operations at the moment. I'm obviously the chef, and therefore I overlook everything that goes into dishes and menus, but I'm basically also overlooking the service, the bar, banqueting as such. So I'm basically in charge of the whole food and beverage program which Enduran offers at the moment. All the dishes which we have on the menu are somehow created by me and our staff. On a daily basis, I'm here in the restaurant, either lunch or dinner. I'm still teaching as well, so therefore I cannot full-time be in the kitchen, but I'm spending every lunch as much as I can and every dinner as much as I can within, to work with the staff.
It's challenging for me. Since I'm a student here in Enduran, there's this certain level that I need to be with my fellow students. Whenever I ask them to do something, they look at me as a student as well, whereas supposedly I should have a bit of an authority. I also have sometimes a challenge with the regular waiters since I'm a student here in Enduran and they've been in the industry for so long, so I really need to assert more effort.
We have a couple of professionals and then basically students. We have three types of students working with us. Some of them which are in their first internship, which is a very hands-on, really the first time they're actually in a restaurant, in an operation as such. Then some of them which do the main internship, which is basically already a bit more senior, which basically is part of their training, that they actually come and they run through all the stations. And then we have students which just want to basically do an extra training, more hands-on training, which in the classroom sometimes after 3 hours it's over. Here they can basically train for a much longer time. So they basically come here to hone their skill further. We have obviously some dishes which sell better. The crab meat with avocado terrine is one of those. The Caesar salad people seem to like a lot. For main courses, the cura pork is selling very well and people generally like. The desserts, the Louis, the signature dishes, which is available in many of the different Ducasse restaurants around the world in maybe different shapes and sizes. That one is obviously a bestseller in that sense. I tend to think that all the dishes are good. It just depends on the likings of, you and me in that sense. Being there every day and correcting people which might have swayed off the line a bit, and that's in F&B, right? You got to be there, you got to recorrect people, you got to retrain them, you got to remind them, you got to taste every soup, and so on and so on. That's how you ensure quality and consistency. Is it always 100% true that you can achieve it? But you try, obviously, the best, and you have to make sure that your sous chefs and your chef de partie and your waiters, the more senior waiters, also look after the junior waiters to teach them the right thing. There's never that you have achieved it all, and I don't think you can put a percentage on it. With the little, we're now a year and a couple of months we're open. We have taken the right steps and we seem to continue to grow and see positive things, and there, it's always a little step by little step, a little step. And I think that's much more important than being fantastic one day and then,
Not so good the next day.
There's so many different ways you can graduate here, you can be a chef. You can go graduating here, you can own your own restaurant. You can go into the hotel industry, restaurants, caterings. It doesn't matter what they ultimately end up with. What matters is that they actually build a career from here, that they actually not just look at this as, oh, I have a degree now I can do something else. That they really hopefully go and take hospitality as a whole and make a career somewhere in this field.